Okay. Week 3 of The Artist Way was titled Recovering a Sense of Power. I'm gonna read what she had to say. This week may find you dealing with an unaccustomed burst of energy and sharp peaks of anger, joy, and relief or grief. Sorry. You are coming into your own power. You are coming into your power as the illusory hold of your previously accepted limits is shaken. You will be asked to consciously experiment with spiritual open-mindedness. She started with the idea of anger. And boy, do I got anger. And she said anger, she literally started it off like anger is fuel. Anger is fuel. Anger is what, and I wholeheartedly believe in it. Like, anger is absolutely fuel. Absolutely. It puts some pep to your step. Like, and I've also, I was an athlete as well, so it's like it resonates, like, and I go to the gym a lot too, so it's like that's where I kind of like transmute all that anger and put it into, lifting and benching, like lifting, pulling, all that, just pushing my body and pushing my mind, yada yada yada. Anger. I love how this chapter was like this week was very like really meditative and conscious. Like it had a lot of awareness to it. She said anger is meant to be listened to. Anger is a voice, a shout, a plea, a demand. Listen to it, respect it, and in the recovery of a blocked artist, anger is a sign of health. Anger is a sign of life, right? So, and anger is meant to be acted upon. And I love that. And I know I just highlighted or underlined those parts because in my recovery, in my understanding that, yeah, I am experiencing a block. I mean, like, what in week 2, what it kind of, I feel like that falls into the same realm of just kind of going crazy and not being sane, or kind of going crazy to reach a sense of sane, and yada yada yada. You feel me? So you get angry, and I feel like that once you reach that point of anger, now it's like, okay, let me channel this anger into becoming better. Let me channel this frustration and disappointment, and may this be the moment where I use this anger to shift my reality, shift everything. And so anger is okay when it comes to creativity. Anger is a human attribute, human emotion. It is part of the human experience. Some folks are stoic, some folks are emotionalists and hard as stones, have stony hearts. Media, I feel like I'm a feeler. So like I get angry sometimes, and I gotta be conscious of that. But like I get angry, I get sad, I get mad, I get happy, I get elated, I get, I have moments of euphoria. Like I love that. Like I love embracing every bit of humanity, because that's what makes, I don't know, it's just that's what makes us human. And I feel like that's just that creates for, or that shapes for an abundant life. And I want an abundant life full of everything. And that makes great art. So anger makes great art. Um, I kind of highlighted this spot. It says sloth, apathy, and despair are the enemy. Anger is not. Anger is our friend. Not a nice friend, not a gentle friend, but a very, very loyal friend. It will always tell us when we have been betrayed. It will always tell us when we have betrayed ourselves. It will always tell us that it is time to act in our best interest, in our own best interest. Anger is not the action itself. It is action's invitation. Like I said, it's the catalyst, bruh. Use that anger to catapult you. Use that anger to be like, all right, bet. Okay, I want to make this. I want to say these things. Like, I want to say these things in a poem. I want to say these things in a rap. I want to say these things in a song. I want to know. And I think that the next step is like being strategic. I don't want to overthink it, because sometimes analysis paralysis just puts us in a stale state. Use that anger to create a plan. Use that anger to create action. Create is an action verb, create is a verb, action word. Create what you need to do to make it happen. Create the plan, create the business plan, create, just create. You're frustrated, you're pissed, you're done with people talking down on you. You're done with people taking your kindness for weakness. You're done with people thinking you're weak. You're done with all of that. You've had enough. You're angry, you're frustrated because you haven't reached that potential that you know you can reach. So now it's time to make a plan. Now it's time to create. Now it's time to put into action. And I'm speaking to myself. So it's like, use it. Use that anger. Use it. It's fuel. It's fuel for the soul. Fuel for your inner child. Your inner child, I feel like your inner child be talking through that. Your inner child be like, yo, I'm pissed, bro. Why ain't we eating? Like, why are we not eating? I'm tired of seeing all these folks on my phone, my feed, television, at the Grammys, at the Oscars. On my phone, got millions, got all these opportunities, and I'm sitting like, yeah, dog. Yeah, and I know I'm talking to someone where you're frustrated, when you know you want a them, but you're not putting it out. You're not putting in the work because you're hiding still. Use that anger. Use that frustration. Let motherfuckers hear you. Excuse my language, but let the world hear you. Scream. Let it out. All that. Then she gets into synchronicities, which is, I wasn't expecting that. Because I experience a lot of synchronicities. Within just people. There'll be confirmations through language, numerology. What else? Like, I'll think about something and it shows up. All that. So I've experienced synchronicities in a lot of ways, and I feel like that's a spiritual talk. That's some spiritual stuff, because I feel like that's how God talks to us. That's how our angels talk to us. But she said, she started it off with, answered prayers are scary. And I think what she means by that, it can be like shocking. It can be like, oh snap, like I asked for this and I'm experiencing it now. And it's like, yeah, dog. So I really like this subsection, because it was very confirming for me. It said, I underlined one part where it says, it's my experience that we're much more afraid that there might be a God. And that goes back to what she said before, that there might be a God than we are. Let me restart that. It's my experience that we're much more afraid that there might be a God than we are that there might not be. Um, we can get into all of that, but yeah. And then maybe God is right here. The kingdom of God is right here. Look here nor there. The kingdom of God is within you. There's a lot of things that she wrote. She was talking about God heavy. I underlined a part where she said God is efficient. And I was like, amen. Like, yeah, God is efficient. I serve a now God. I serve a living God. I live under a God. You feel me? I know a God. I know God has handed me the mantle. You know what I'm saying? So, God, when we act in behalf of our truest dreams, when we commit to our soul, I kind of put those together. I felt like we commit to our soul when we act on behalf of our truest dreams. And that's like, yes. That's what your inner child be like, nigga, let's go get this. Let's go. Like, let's go get it, bro. Like, let's go get this dream, bro. Yeah. Kind of seeing what else did I note on. This was a good like subsection. I loved it. The universe is prodigal in its support. We say we are scared by failure, but what frightens us more is the possibility of success. Stop being afraid to be successful. I got something that I wrote over there that says don't. I got something that I wrote like on a sticky note where I said don't be afraid to step into your greatness. Don't be afraid to step into your greatness. Don't be afraid to be great. And I think I've wasted a lot of time being afraid. Being afraid that I might be that guy. Being afraid that I might be what I say I am. Being afraid to be successful. Being afraid to put yourself out there for whatever reason. And I'm not doing that no more. Like, I'm not. So, there's that. Yeah, she wrote a lot of good things in this. Whatever you think you can do or believe you can do, begin it. Action has magic, grace, and power in it. Shame was the next subsection. Shame. I don't know how I interpreted this part. Shame, shame, shame. Shame is a controlling device. Shaming someone is an attempt to prevent the person from behaving in a way that embarrasses us. Embarrassment is a social construct, by the way. The art, I underlined this part. The act of making art exposes a society to itself. Art brings things to light. It sure does. I think for this part, where I got from it was that there was a few things. I think shame, she was also alluding to like shame that you're not putting in the work, and then shame, the shame that is revealed through the work, through your creative practice. As humans, like, we need to be shamed. That's why the arts are important, because it's a reflection of reality. It's a reflection of life. we need to speak up on things that humans should be shameful of and also proud of. But a lot of the great artists that I know and love, they bring to light on the harsh issues and social inequalities and social injustices that plague certain communities in America. I feel like rappers do a great part of that. I can't think of a great example, but you know, a rapper's gonna tell his story, right? He's gonna tell where he's from. He's gonna give you the imagery of, you know, of his lifestyle, of, you know, what it was like getting up in the mornings, what he saw, what his mama was doing, what his mama had to do, what his dad had to do, what he had to do or she had to do, and then how they came out of that, how they overcame it, this and that. So it's like yada yada yada. Shame. I mean, I also underline this part. I'm not going to take too long with this one. Shame is re-triggered in us as adults because our internal artist is always our creative child. So, and this is where, I can see where I can talk. On this journey of being an adult, right, and especially a black male, a lot of people are going to ask you, like, what do you want to do? So what are you doing? What are you majoring in? What are you gonna do? Like, how's that gonna support you? And it can get humbling. But what I've grown to accept is that, or one thing that I'm not gonna negate is my inner child. I'm not gonna negate my inner child because of what society has to say. And I've really had to do the inner work to get there. But in the beginning, it can feel like, dang, like you can feel a sense of shame of like, dang, bro, like, dang, like, am I not on the right path? Like, am I not doing the right things? Am I not being the right person? Like, is this not the right direction? Am I being silly for chasing this rapper's dream? Am I being silly for wanting to be a poet, a painter? Am I being silly for wanting to start a new business? Like this, you know, all of that. Let's get to, and then obviously she talks about like dealing with criticism, yeah. I'm gonna read this part. I'm gonna read a few that she listed. She said, receive the criticism all the way through and get it over with. The last thing she wrote, do it. Creativity is the only cure for criticism. I feel like as creatives, we're gonna be critiqued. I feel like we critique artists as well. Our inner critic critiques artists as well because we see the world as we are. Criticism is part of life. It's nature. We critique each other. Humans, we naturally critique. We live in a system where we analyze a lot. But it's important to give yourself grace in those moments. And yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm just gonna. There was a lot of cool things that she wrote, but let's get to the task because that is always the objective to these videos, to make sure I am doing my tasks. I did write my morning pages every day this week, so let's just get that out the way. I was 100 with my writing, bro. Like I really when it comes to that, I've been 100 with it. Trying to hurry up. Okay, because I did like this week's activities, and I'm not gonna spend too much time with it, and we just gonna end the video, and then y'all gonna see me later. Bow, 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 bow. Boo, 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 boo. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Describe your childhood room. If you wish, you may sketch this room. What was your favorite thing about it? What's your favorite thing about your room right now? And yada yada yada. My childhood room was at the end of the hallway at our old crib. My old family's house. My walls were painted light blue. I had the bed in the middle of the room. My desk was next to the bed. My mirror and drawer were next to the door. But my room had gone through many phases and different arrangements. I always had a TV in my room, and I always had posters on the wall. My favorite thing in my room was probably my TV or my piano. My favorite thing in my room right now is my makeshift studio. Yeah, baby. Describe 5 traits you like in yourself as a child. Okay. Energetic, quiet, and I put like observant as 2. I added observant to that, and then creative, and then curious, and then kind. I feel like I was always a kind soul. Number 3, list 5 childhood accomplishments. I won the Young Peacemaker Award, 8th grade athlete award. I was Martin Luther King in 5th grade. I was team captain of the soccer team, varsity soccer team in 8th grade. I got the opportunity to go to McCallie. It's a boarding school in Tennessee in 7th grade. And that was like a huge opportunity for me at the time. My favorite 5 foods: pizza, chicken. Wait, hold on. Is that part of it? Yeah. And she said, and list 5 favorite childhood foods. And I said pizza, chicken, sloppy joes, ice cream, and bacon with anything. Habits. I think she said list 3. Wait, 3. I have this. Yeah, I got a lot of bad habits. Habits. Take a look at your habits. Many of them. Okay, yada yada yada. I think I listed 4. There's 4 like obvious habits that I have written down here. She said list 3, but I got 4. Okay, so procrastination, watching TV's movies when I should be writing. And this is where we become real. I used to, and you know what? This is something I'm gonna be naturally talking about as I get older, and I'm tired of hiding about it. I used to smoke weed a lot. I used to smoke a lot of weed, and I think it was becoming a bad habit. So that's something I have negated from my life. I haven't smoked weed since, I can't remember. It's been a year. Like I genuinely can't remember. And yeah. The next one I wrote was watching porn and masturbation. Porn and masturbation have been a stronghold in my life since I was a child. And that's something I'm going to talk about as I develop in life and through my content. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of porn and masturbate as well. I have struggled with that in my 20s as too, but I've had my moments where I've been clear of that. But I don't want to I don't want that to be the norm, because I see that habit has done a lot of bad in my life, and I don't want to keep doing that. And this video is very long, so we're gonna probably have to. I don't know why these are long. I think, but it's because I got a lot to say. Like, there's a lot to say, and there's a lot of. But yeah, those are my obvious habits that are bad. And then the next was like like 3 subtle rotten habits. And I said not reading as much as I can, negative self-talk, being codependent with toxic friends, lack of faith. And then under that, I said that these forms of sabotage create blockages within my spirit, man, and hinder creative success. The next task was make a list of friends who nurture you. Which of their traits particularly serve you well? I said the only friend I have right now is myself, really, but I wrote down my life coach, Coach Caesar. When it comes to consistently having someone to reach out to me, I was good friend. Wait, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I don't know what I was trying to say. But yeah, I just said Coach Caesar is someone that I can consistently reach out to. So yeah, Coach Caesar. Coach holds me accountable. He's honest with me, and he talks to me like a boss. Yeah, so what else? I want to run. Should I call a friend who treats you like you are really good and a bright person who accomplishes? I call Coach all the time, so he's always like, you're like that. So yeah. And then the next one was inner compass. Each of us has an inner compass. What did I say? Oh, and it just was encouraging us to just follow our inner compass of the week. I always follow my inner compass. Next one was list 5 people you admire. This is where these were the ones I want to really share. Now list 5 people you secretly admire. What traits do these people have that you can cultivate further in yourself? I said these are okay. 5 people I admire: Barack Obama, my mother, my father, Chadwick Boseman, and myself. I admire myself. 5 secret people I secretly admire. 5 people I secretly admire. Kids who are creating on social media, like every kid who's creating on social media. Nanaya, Karen Quatting, Zion and Isaiah Afori. I'm gonna say, and then I said Denzel Washington. I said that, and the traits they all have is that they are courageous, resilient, youthful, human, intelligent, charismatic, leaders, helpers, innovators, faithful, creative, daring, brave, intelligent. Did I say resourceful? I'll say resourceful. Next task was list 5 people you wish you had met who are dead Now list 5 people who are dead whom you would like to hang out for a while in eternity. What traits do you find these people? Yeah. Yeah. 5 people who are dead that I wish I met. Michael Jackson, Chadwick Boseman, Maya Angelou, Tupac. And I said, for the 5th one, I put 2, Malcolm X and Fred Hampton. And then for eternity, I said my grandma Yaya, my grandma Nana Bawa, Jesus, Nelson Mandela, and Daniel in Babylon. Daniel in the Bible. All of these people are fearless. They lead their lives with their hearts on their sleeves. They inspire stories that generations continue to speak about till this day. They inspired history. They lead with integrity. And yeah, that was about it. I want to talk about just the list of people. This video is mad long, but I don't know why I closed that too. But the list of people that I was very intentional about the people that I wrote, even to the people I secretly admire. And there's a lot of people I secretly admire that I didn't write down. But Barack Obama, my mother, my father, Chadwick Boseman. I feel like Chadwick Boseman, I don't know. And then myself, I feel like I admire these people because they are people that have inspired me, period. That inspired me to be a greater man. That have inspired me to lead my life in a positive way. There's that. The secret people I admire. As for kids who create on social media, it's because dude, they do it fearlessly. They do it fearlessly. They do it I feel like this generation of kids, Gen Z in particular, we just don't give a F. We don't care. And that's the type of energy that creates change. So I said Nanaya because I think I've gotten to know Nanaya. She knows who she is. Nanaya, I've gotten to know her and know her story a little bit more. And I'll leave it at that. Karen Quatin, she knows who she is. She's become a surrogate sister. Someone I've been eyeing her, and I know she's eyed me. She's looked at me, and I've looked at her, and we've both seen each other in life. And I admire her hard work. Zion and Isaiah, they're my neighbors. They're these 2 8-year-olds. They're twins, and they've taught me what it means to be. They've taught me what it means to hold on to your inner child. Or they've shown me that the black man, the black boy is infinite, and the black boy is revolutionary. And the black boy matters. His words matter. His spirit matters. His emotions matter. And that we're super creative. We can do anything we put our minds to. That's what they've taught me. They've taught me to love nature, to embrace nature even more, and to love my family even more, and to play, live life like you're playing. Denzel Washington, that speaks for itself. That name speaks for itself. He's just once in a lifetime. Like that guy. I mean, yeah, I look up to him. Michael Jackson, Chadwick Boseman, Maya Angelou, Tupac, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. Revolutionaries. Like, we still say their names and they're gone. Like, they're still gone. Like, they've been gone for a minute and they left an impact. That's what I'm trying to be. Like, when it's all said and done with Kobe Selby, I want to leave something behind. Grandma Yaya, she's my mother's mother. I never got to meet her, but I know she watches over me. My grandma Nana Bawa, my father's mother. I never got to meet her, but I know she watches over me. Jesus, Yeshua, I want to meet the man. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. I got a lot of questions for Jesus. I got a lot of questions for the Son of God. Nelson Mandela. How did he do it? How did he withstand all that pain, all that suffering? What was driving him internally? I mean, obviously we know what he stood for, but it's like, how? I want to talk to him too. Daniel in Babylon. What was it like? What was it like being in the position that he was in? What was it like having to interpret dreams for leaders that he knows were sinners? What was it like for him to, like, what was God saying to him and all that? Like, my father always growing up would tell me, like, be a Daniel in Babylon. And I don't remember the entire story, all right? But like, what I do know is that Daniel saved a lot of lives. Like, if it wasn't him, for him and his gift, many people would have died. But because he was resourceful, and because he was gifted, and because he was in divinity with God, he was of use. And I want to be a Daniel in Babylon, because we in Babylon. And Daniel was an outlier. Daniel was a leader, right? This is making me want to like review the whole story, but Daniel in Babylon. But that's all. Week 3, it was cool. We got work to do, and just reading those names, taking in their humanity, I got work to do. I have a lot of work to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in the work. God bless y'all. See you in week 4. See you in life. Let's continue to recover.